Hello, and welcome back to the Ludiverse. I am your host, Jay, and making her triumphant return to the party is the co-host, Courtney.
Hello, everybody.
She is finally back in the States, so she should be available for more interviews. We get to hear her lovely voice some more.
Yay.
And our guest today, would you care to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Elise, and I am a dominatrix. So my submissives call me Goddess Elise.
So, Dominatrix.
Yes.
We've had an interview with a dominatrix before, but you do things a little differently. They did things in person at a fetish club. You, however, do dominatrix via text and phone.
Yes. That's actually how I make a good amount of side money. I have a Facebook group, and I'm kind of a freelance as far as how I gather my clients. But due to the pandemic and everything going on, I found a way to do what we call domming through text or messaging.
I imagine there would have to be a lot of photos and videos to confirm that they're actually doing what you've told them.
Yes, exactly. It just it depends on what the person is into. Some people are really into the chastity cages and such, so I play around with that and always ask for photo and video confirmation that they are following the rules and stuff like that.
Okay, and do you send photos or videos in return as like a reward system?
No, it just depends on the client. I prefer not to send photos or videos, but different DOMs are different. I prefer to send pictures of, my reward are basically allowing to either orgasm, other different rewards.
That's kind of the best part is because I've done this before with other people, and because being deployed, you don't really get to be able to do a whole lot of that stuff. So
Right.
we
That's actually a good idea to do that for late. I've never even thought of it that way.
Oh yeah, because being on the boat, you can't really be dominated. So I usually find a dominant cyber way, and I'll end up being dominated through text and videos and calling, and that's actually really fun.
Yeah,
it's like a much kinkier version of chess via mail.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's a little dynamic that I add. I speak pretty decent French, and as a reward, sometimes I'll dominate in French.
Oh.
Don't put me on the spot right now, though, because
no, not gonna do that. I absolutely hate when people do that to me, and I won't do it to you.
No, unless you want to.
Yeah, I can get by speaking French, but I've learned that the French they teach you in high school doesn't get you around in France.
Right.
Yeah.
I would think it would be hilarious for an actual French person or someone that speaks it fluently to pick up and be like, yeah, girl, no.
So, do you have typically just one client at a time, or is it like a list?
It just depends. I don't have a steady stream of clients. It's just when I meet someone that wants that from me, and since I don't run off of a platform or anything, it's very sporadic. But at the current moment, one had as many as at a time.
I imagine there's a good amount of notes being taken to make sure you remember who wants what.
Yes, the notes function in my phone does me well. I actually write out specific plans, and there's a good amount of planning and stuff like that involved.
Okay, so you said you don't have a specific platform. Have you tried FetLife at all?
I have not. I don't really like FetLife personally, only because as a female dominant, there is a lot of thirst on set life like me, so it just ends up being a lot of binges and stuff like that. So I kind of stay away from stuff like that. I like writing my own rules, and as far as I understand, with specific platforms, not only do they get a chunk, but I can't really fluctuate my price for each client. Some
Yeah, that makes
clients,
sense.
they are more well off money wise, and also I charge more extensive and intense dominance.
Well, different platforms work for different people. We had one guest who does most of her stuff via, like, primarily through FetLife. So I guess, just whatever works for you.
Also, my uh, opinion about platforms is that I would probably need some, professional photos of myself and in different gear, things like that. And I don't have things like that. So I prefer for people to get to know me first and not just pick me as a random in a line.
It's fair.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually what I do with the guys that I meet that are DOMs through cyber. I'll get to know them first. They'll ask me questions. I'll ask them questions, and just get a little trust going by
Right,
communicating. And then after that, then we start with whatever we want to start with.
right. Yeah, I like using my Facebook group a way to clients because they get to know me first as the creator of the group, and they get to feel safe, uh, trust me before they even start.
Sliding in the kink right under the really uptight nose of Zuckerberg, huh?
Yeah, yeah. He hates nipples.
Oh, he absolutely hates nipples.
Sure does.
Ignores his own rules to get rid of them.
Maybe he should consider surgery on himself. I don't know.
All right, so with the the country being in a pandemic and everyone's supposed to be still socially distancing and staying home, I imagine that the services you provide really are.
Probably skyrocketed.
Yeah, I
Um,
imagine that the need would be higher.
it is. It is. I actually have had at least 2 or 3 clients that are immunocompromised and they can't meet people in person. And also, I mean, um, I'm not advocating for people to go out and meet and do things like that, to each their own, but it's a lot safer and a lot of people feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, there are those who can and shouldn't, and then those who can't and really shouldn't.
Right,
So, but yeah, it's a service that's needed because some people need a dominant
right.
to help them through times like especially now everything's so much more stressful. Any kind of release and
Exactly.
yeah, be very helpful.
Oh yeah, all those endorphins that comes from it. I know that I feel like I'm on cloud 9 after I'm done with a session.
The only bad thing about, I would say, doming through text and messaging is if it is a particularly hard doming session, there's not much room for after, which I really love. But through dom and message, pretty much all you can do is, text them and make sure that they're, you know, emotionally like that as far as physical really miss providing that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not easy to pat somebody on the head through a phone. All right, so how exactly does one get started being a text dom?
Well, I guess I'll start telling you how I got into being a dom in general. A few years ago, I knew, and they were a self-claimed submissive. So I started reading into it, and it was just trying to learn about stuff that my partner was into. And I really enjoyed it. Previous to that, I just thought that I was aggressive or assertive in the bedroom, but that I created my Facebook group for like shit posting and memes and stuff. But as I researched into dominating and the submissives, the whole BDSM, I got into mentoring and I got into giving advice.
That's always good.
And the first one, it was really, it's really intense as far as labor intensive. It takes a lot of time, a lot of forethought preparing. And I thought, I shouldn't be doing this for free. It's, I mean, hours and hours of me just looking at me to do different commands and rules and things. And so the next person I started charging. The first person I charged, they were kind of self pay pig. So they like the fin dom, like financial dominance. But I just, every time a person wanted to be dom text, I would charge them just a
I tried to charge people for like pictures and stuff on Messenger, and that did not work out at all.
right. There's really a method that I turned the conversation from first wanting me to boss them around. That's what people usually think that domination is. It's just boss. But there is a way that I turn that and ask, well, I charge for these services. I can do it. We can have a free trial of 1 day, free trial, see if you like it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, people would more than likely pay for something that they really, really need rather than pictures, I guess.
I mostly charge for the service. I usually have a 1 day where I have a free trial for them and they get to try it out, see if you like it. And from there forward, I charge them. It's kind of a sliding scale charge by the hour. Sometimes I charge by the day. Sometimes I charge by the session.
That's a good way to do that.
There are some submissives that like domination that isn't strictly sexual. They like domination in everyday life, making sure they take their medicine, things like that. So for those customers, I charge by the day. And the ones that want strictly sexual domination up until like maybe edging them through message and text or things like that, I either charge by the session or by the hour.
All right.
That's smart.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a varied service, you're likely to get more business.
Exactly.
I think that that's very important for the dominant types. It's kind of like, Burger King. You can place your order. It's much more important for dominant to be open, whatever.
Exactly.
It's very important for dominant types to be varied. We can do for our submissives based off of their kinks, their fetishes. It's very important for them to be able to like something and for us to be very open.
Yeah, that is really important. So that way you can accommodate for everybody that comes through your messenger and not just certain people.
Exactly. I've never said no to a client, but I haven't had any requests that were not either safe or against the law or something. I've never had any requests like whenever I was dominating in person, I did say no 2 or 3 times to certain things. But I'm pretty much open, especially over in tech.
Oh, that's good.
Well, any potential clients out there, keep that in mind. He's very accommodating.
Yes.
There you go.
So, dominatrix is just one aspect of BDSM. Are there other aspects of BDSM that you're into, or do you primarily just like the domination part?
I'm definitely 99% dominant. There are people that are switches, or there's all different parts of that. I enjoy topping and I can bottom, but whenever I bottom, I like to dominate the bottom.
Yeah, sounds a lot like
Okay.
me, but I'm submissive 99%.
I
Yeah, I'm a
really
switch
enjoy,
too, but
I like bondage. I consider
yeah.
myself a soft dom. So I don't really like inflicting pain upon people, just light. But I don't like bringing them to tears or things like that. I don't really swing that way. I can do light as far as crops or belts, but I don't do caning. I don't shame people who do, but those are the real OGs.
All right. So when you choose clients, do you primarily choose just males, or would you also accept a female client?
I'm bisexual, pansexual, so I swing anyway.
Good to know. So, are there any other kinks that interest you that you're into that don't fall into BDSM?
I'm trying to think. If I would have thought before this interview, I would have had a great list. But I really like, my brain just like, what is wrong with me? All I can think of right now is BDSM, but my favorite things are edging a partner, teasing a partner. I have a huge cream pie fetish for myself. I can't
Okay.
do anything. I'm boring. I'm sorry.
No. You're not boring. No, with all the domming and the subbing and the texting and all that. No, not boring. Just focused.
Right?
Yeah, there's like every day there's a potential to learn a new fetish or a kink.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm hoping to talk to somebody that is involved in every single one of them.
That's really I really enjoy that you have this podcast to be able to discuss different things. And I think you mentioned to me before we got on recording that you have um, been testing different sex toys and things like that. I think I would love to hear episodes with, that kind of so that I can have somebody try it before I buy.
Yeah, well, I can, you know, send you a link to the show feed and you can listen to them at your, at your leisure.
Awesome.
Soft doms don't really know what to do with me because I'm such a pain doll, and they're just like, well, I can't really do anything for you because all the soft stuff doesn't work on you.
Right. I've done some stuff, but I prefer not to make somebody bleed. Welts are fine, bruises are fine, but I really don't like to make somebody bleed.
Yeah, no, that's my next step. I haven't bled yet.
Oh, okay. One thing
Yeah, I've
that
caused bleeding, but not that was involved with a knife play thing.
oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that I enjoy that I didn't really mention when you asked about my kinks outside of BDSM, some people think that pegging is included in BDSM, but it's actually not all the time, and I really enjoy pegging.
Okay. What is it about pegging that appeals to you?
I really enjoy pegging males. It's kind of between power, them be very open enough. Also, it's a huge rush for someone to trust me enough to, allow me into that most intimate part of themselves. So it kind of breaks down the toxic man thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've only pegged somebody one time.
Did you like it?
No, it just wasn't for me because, like I said, I'm 99% submissive, so it was just kind of awkward for me.
I've heard of dominant type males asking their girlfriends to peg them when the girlfriend was submissive, and I've given a lot of advice to people on how a submissive could go about pegging their male partner.
Yeah, I've always seen that as like a dominant thing, and it was in a situation where my partner wanted to be dominated by me, and I'm not a good dominant.
I've heard a good way for a submissive to be in their space, but also peg would be for maybe the submissive to handcuff or something and the dominant to ride the
Yeah, I've always kind of told them that if they ever wanted to be domed by me, then it probably wouldn't be very good.
right. I'm the same way about sewing. So.
Well, you know what they say, practice makes perfect.
Oh no, not with me. I've had that without consent tried to dominate me, and that didn't work out well. They construed it as me being bratty, but no, I'm saying no because no.
Yeah, that's why dominants have to be very, what's the word? Cohesive, I guess, like empathetic in a way, because they have to know when no is a no and not a
Right.
bratty thing.
Absolutely. I have 5 different safe words for my submissives, and safe word is a safe word. But whenever we
Exactly.
have a decent amount of experience with someone, and I tell them, okay, well, we are about to go balls to the wall here, so no is not a safe word after that, you know?
Oh yeah.
Safe word is a safe word. I have chupacabra. That's a safe word. Yellow. Yellow means lighten up, slow down. Red means hard stop. We've got chupacabra. That's hard stop as well. Meatloaf, because duh. And safe word.
Yeah, my safe word is TARDIS.
I usually don't have a safe word. I just let my dominant know that when I say stop, I mean stop.
Right. That's why I make sure to have at least 3 sessions with somebody that we're getting comfortable learning one another and things before I say, okay, well, from here forward, stop means nothing, no means nothing. You've got to remember words. And a lot of times during sessions, if they say stop or no after we're already comfortable together, I'll tell them, remember your words, use your words.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, in the wide world of kinks and fetishes, are there any that you can think of off the top of your head that you would absolutely not partake of in any way?
Yeah. I don't do anything that involves scat or poop. I don't. I've tried water sports. I'm not into it. So I can do things like peeing on somebody's chest in the shower. But as far as peeing in someone's mouth or something, I can't do that. I've had submissives ask me to pee in a dish and have them lap it up. But as far as, I guess I get stage fright.
Yeah, I actually did an interview a couple episodes, like I think episode 12 was with somebody who was into water sports, and that was a very interesting conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually had that one requested a lot, but I've really given it a good run and go. But whenever push comes to shove, get bladder shy, call it.
Well, it's like any other kink, everything isn't for everybody.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, so do you have anything else involving you that you would like to let our listeners know about? Twitter, OnlyFans.
Yes. I actually I've talked about throughout the program my Facebook group. I invite your listeners to join the group, but know in advance that it is a very safe space. We don't do drama or fighting. I think at this point I've kept it pretty small on purpose, but I invite your listeners. It's called Laughs and Dominatrix. Has asterisks on either side of the laugh.
Laughs and Dominatrix.
I'm the creator of that. So once your listeners join, they're free private message me. And if they're interested in getting to know or any of my services, we can go from there.
All right.
All right. And so they message you and let you know that they heard about you on the show. And
Sure. Yeah. It's always an open door policy in my group. Any of my members are more than welcome to private message me. So yeah.
all right. So if anybody's interested, I will get a link to the group, and I'll have it in the show notes. Other than that, it was wonderful talking to you.
It was a pleasure. I thank you and Courtney for inviting me.
Yep, it's been a pleasure. I enjoy talking about this stuff a lot, so meeting another person like that, I thoroughly enjoy it. It was very nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you both. Thank you so much.
Kindred spirits. All right. Well, you have a wonderful day. And to all the listeners, just keep communicating, keep each other safe, and have fun. Oh, before I forget, we gotta have a thank you to the people who allow us to be here financially. That would be Larry and Zachary Hale. They're still dropping money on us because I guess they believe in what we're doing, and we still have merchandise. Link for that will be in the show notes.
Thank you, guys.
So if you want to help support the show and help it get better, you know what to do. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for listening to the Ludiverse podcast. You can send comments and questions to us on Twitter at LudiverseP. If you like the show, please leave us a rating and review on your podcast app of choice.